I just want to be a kid, and I just want to have fun, and I just want to do what I do. And so I think people really like that about me.
There are a lot of good things that can be said about Jojo Siwa. She's talented, she's determined, she speaks her mind, she knows what she wants in life and how to get it. Despite all these amazing character traits, there is one good reason a lot of parents still don't think Jojo is a good role model for their kids, and that's because of her disrespectful attitude. So stick around for today's video because we are going to be taking a look at Jojo Siwa's most disrespectful moments. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First is that time Jojo Siwa talked back to Abby Lee Miller. I know what you're thinking. Which time? Yeah, before she was even famous, Jojo Siwa already loved testing the limits of her star quality by repeatedly talking back to Dance Moms host Abby Lee Miller. Never mind that Jojo is just a contestant in Abby's show, and never mind that she's multiple decades younger than Abby, Jojo Siwa still thought she could get away with disrespecting her. So in one episode of Dance Moms, Jojo's mother, Jesselyn, took it upon herself to brag to the other moms that Jojo scored ahead of all of their daughters. It's common etiquette not just in dance competitions, but in any kind of contest, actually, not to be arrogant even when you outscore everyone else. Frustrated about what Jesselyn did, Abby asked Jojo what she thought about her mother's actions. With all the sass and attitude her petite body could muster, Jojo Siwa said, "Well, if it's the truth, I don't think it's wrong to say it." Apparently, even though she's supposed to be friends with all the other girls in the competition, Jojo had no problem flaunting that she's better than everyone else. Next is that time Jojo screamed right at Miranda's ear. Miranda Sings has quite an unconventional claim to fame, and that's her deliberate mission to annoy anyone who watches her videos. That's exactly what makes her so lovable to her fans. But if you watched the collab video Miranda Sings did with Jojo Siwa, you can see she totally failed in her mission to annoy the viewers. In fact, it would seem that it was Miranda who emerged more annoyed after her encounter with Jojo Siwa. I mean, can you blame her though? Jojo practically disrespected Miranda Sings for the entire duration of shooting this collab. First, she yelled greetings very loudly while Miranda's ear was just a few centimeters from her mouth. Obviously, Miranda had prepped microphones and lapels for the shooting of this video, so Jojo really didn't need to shout anything that loud. When Miranda told her she just damaged her eardrums, Jojo brushed her off and said, "That's okay, you'll live." I mean, kinda rude, right? But that's just the beginning. Throughout the video, she touched things Miranda specifically told her not to touch and didn't listen to anything she said. So much for a collaboration. Next is that time Jojo Siwa hogged all the airtime on Logan Paul's show. When you're a guest on someone else's podcast, of course you are expected to talk about yourself, but you're expected to talk about other things, of course. Otherwise, you could have just done your own video instead of guesting on someone else's show. Well, it seems Jojo Siwa didn't get the memo. She literally thought the 45 minutes that she had on the Impulsive show with Logan Paul was just all about her. Logan Paul is obviously taken aback by how much this girl can talk about herself and how highly she thought of herself, that he very aptly named Jojo's episode as "Jojo Siwa is better than you." Yikes! But Jojo really had it coming. For a full quarter of an hour, all she could talk about was how talented she was and how her work ethic was better than most other celebrities. Logan Paul put on quite a show pretending he was impressed by how Jojo Siwa conducted herself. But it was obvious he was just holding back his criticism and red-hot clapbacks because, well, Jojo Siwa is still very much younger than he is. Next, we have that time she lied about her own father having a near-death experience. This is hands down one of the most disrespectful things Jojo Siwa has ever done, and it's even more disgusting when you think about the fact that her father was in on it. Here's what happened. Jojo and her brother uploaded a video where they detailed a harrowing accident that their father supposedly encountered while they were in Canada. Teary-eyed, the pair narrated how their father sustained grave injuries after he was run over by a bus. Naturally, fans of the young lady were shocked and worried about this, and some already started offering prayers for the quick recovery of Jojo's dad. Fast forward to the end of the video though, and Jojo revealed it was all a big prank. Her dad even made an appearance in the end just to show that he's totally fine. Now, if her father was in on it the whole time, it wasn't really disrespectful to him at all. Still, it was super rude and disrespectful to the millions of impressionable fans that believed every word she said. Imagine if someone didn't finish that video because they felt too sad or too sick after learning what had allegedly happened to Jojo's father. But it turned out it was all fake and was simply done to generate views for her channel. Next is that time Jojo Siwa tried to wear a costume that wasn't hers. This unforgettable piece of television happened when JoJo was still competing for Dance Moms. In that show, Abby planned a group dance routine that included only the best dancers for each week. Naturally, there are several dancers who are not cast for some of the group routines. It's usually a non-issue, but JoJo and her mother are so impressed about themselves that they can't quietly accept whenever JoJo is not chosen to participate in certain group dances. For one routine, the young girls had to wear sparkly blue dresses and flowers in their hair. Jojo Siwa was not picked to participate in this routine, so the other moms were perplexed to see her mother Jess adorn JoJo's hair with flowers as if she's one of the dancers for the routine. The other mothers already knew this would anger Abby, but JoJo and Jess couldn't care less. As if this wasn't disrespectful enough, JoJo thereafter approached the costume rack and attempted to take one of the blue dresses reserved for the dancers. Abby tried to quietly tell her she can't do this since she's not part of the routine. JoJo insisted though and said she was just going to put the dress on. This set Abby off over the edge, asking JoJo if she had a receipt to show that she paid for the dress she tried to put on. Abby called JoJo a selfish monster for trying to take something that wasn't hers, and frankly, JoJo should have known better. Now we have that time Jojo Siwa mocked her castmate for having a panic attack. This one happened on Dance Moms too. There was a contestant named Kendall who was supposed to dance a duet along with Maddie, her longtime dance partner. For some reason though, Maddie decided she was going to pull out of the competition, and this left Kendall in an unfortunate situation. Not only did she lose a trusted dance partner right before they were supposed to perform, she also lost a dear friend and confidant. Abby, the show host, had to improvise. Jojo Siwa said she was willing to dance the duet with Kendall, but she just couldn't get her mind off her lost partner. When Kendall excused herself because she was about to cry from frustration, Jojo took it as an opportunity to prove she can do the dance routine all by herself. Worse though, when she was interviewed backstage, she mocked Kendall for having a meltdown. She imitated her breakdown in a very exaggerated way to downplay how Kendall was feeling. It was totally rude and not at all classy. Next is that time JoJo ignored her watching assignment and thought she could get away with it. Sometimes Abby would tell her girls to watch specific moves or videos to help in their character internalization. For one routine where JoJo was supposed to act as a possessed little girl, Abby said she should watch a certain horror film. Come performance day, it was so obvious that JoJo did not watch what Abby asked her to. When Abby Lee Miller confronted her about it, she laughed her off and said she didn't want to watch a horror movie in her hotel room because she might get nightmares. Jess also defended her daughter, saying she shouldn't have to suffer months of being afraid just for a single watching assignment. Jess thought JoJo still deserved some recognition for dancing well despite not doing the assignment. And that's when Abby dropped her famous "You deserve nothing" line on JoJo. But it didn't stop there. Tears started to form in JoJo's eyes after Abby yelled at her, and the show host said she doesn't want crying girls on her show. JoJo tried to reason out by saying, "Well, if you yell at me, I'm going to cry." At this point, Abby had enough, so she asked JoJo to step out of the room, and she did. Abby may have been too harsh there in the end, but none of this would have happened if JoJo simply apologized for not doing her assignment instead of disrespecting her dance teacher. Now we have that time she interrupted Abby and another adult while they were talking. In one episode of Dance Moms, Abby suddenly got in a foul mood, and none of the moms knew the reason why. All they knew was Abby and Gia, her right-hand woman, were talking in hushed tones trying to resolve whatever the problem was. The kids seemed oblivious to what was happening, but still they could see the two adults were taking it seriously. So it shocked everyone when, out of nowhere, JoJo called on Gia to ask her if she knew the order of their dance solos. Abby went nuts. She again screamed at JoJo to ask her if she had learned nothing. She then told everyone in the room not to address the young girl until she learned how to say "excuse me" when two adults are talking and she needed to speak with one of them. That's the only way she'll learn. Next, we have that time Jojo Siwa belittled one of her castmates. The nice thing about Dance Moms is that the young girls are given the chance to interact with and befriend other young dancers who may well be their colleagues in the dance industry in the future. The thing is, Jojo Siwa doesn't seem to be that interested in making friends. She usually talks over the other girls and mocks them because she simply thinks that she is better than all of them. One time she tried to start a conversation by asking what kind of solo the other kids wished they could do. One of the other girls, Sarah, said she wants to do a tap dance solo in the future. JoJo scoffed at her answer, seemingly unconvinced that her castmate could ever achieve such a feat. You can just see in Sarah's face that she was so appalled and offended by JoJo belittling her like this. But you know, Sarah shouldn't feel too bad because lastly we have that time Jojo Siwa thought she was too smart for school. In one of her YouTube videos, Jojo Siwa claimed the whole reason she was homeschooled was because she tried to attend kindergarten but found that the pace was too slow and too elementary for her liking. She literally said she was too smart for school. If that's not the epitome of disrespect towards teachers, other students, and the entire education system, then I don't know what is. So as you can see, there have been quite a few times where Jojo has been disrespectful. Thanks for watching the video.